I'm standing next to this man yesterday and I'm thinking about this picture. This picture is tattooed on my mind's eye, it's tattooed in my heart forever. The man saying, I went to the doctor yesterday and he told me I'm pre diabetic. And he said, pre-diabetes runs in my family. All this stuff runs in my family. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about this. And I'm feeling this. And I'm saying, this man is trapped in his darkness. This man is trapped in the thinking that our genetic expression is passed down from our family lineage. The only thing that is passed down from our family lineage is a lack of understanding of how our environment, how our light influences the cell. Every single disease state is involved with a lack of mitochondria function. It's a low mineral intake. Every single disease state, if not by first primary cause, secondary cause is mineral depletion. This is the immune system not having the resources that it needs. This is like a fire truck showing up to a house that is raging in flames without a water connection. This is what the immune function is going through during any disease state. So I'm thinking in my head, I said, actually 1 in 4 people are pre-diabetic. And crazy to find out, the CDC just reported yesterday, 1 in 3 teenagers are now pre-diabetic. I said, I would not be surprised. I said, almost every single person you meet is now pre-diabetic. I would say that number is more 1 in 2. Why? We are stuck in the darkness. We are stuck chronically out of this light cycle. We are out of sync with our circadian rhythm, out of sync with our hormones. We're stuck in fight or flight response. When we are stressed and secreting cortisol way too much, we are secreting blood sugar. This puts us in a pre-diabetic state. The sugar is supposed to be, coming back down to baseline. And at, the GLP-1 drugs drops the sugar down lower, drops us into that other side of the immune function with no stimulus. That's why there is also complications with these drugs. But we are out of sync with our light cycle. This is the only disease that you can inherit from your family lineage is a lack of knowing about how light functions in the body and about your own biology. Mitochondria hold their own DNA, mitochondrial DNA. We have thought for decades that we only hold DNA and express our nuclear genome. This is what we inherit from our mom and dad. But mitochondria, which we can build as many as we want, provided we have the raw materials, amino and fatty acids, to produce enough energy to just have energy in the cell, right? To have healthy fats in our diet so that the cell can remain whole and intact. When we have all those seed oils and toxic fats, the cell has no chance. It's like going camping with a hole in your tent and a rainstorm's about to come. Okay, and if it's a rainstorm coming, the cell is in high stress mode, high cortisol, high blood sugar. Okay, send the troops, right? How do we get back on this side of lightness? Our mitochondria express light in the body. This is where we get our energy from. So I'm sitting there as this man is saying this. It's breaking my heart. It's breaking my heart because I see someone who is sitting in their own darkness, sitting in their own limitations, sitting as a victim to the Western medical system. And there's a song lyric that I love. It's called Alchemy by Tala. It says, I will not be tamed by the dark. Every little sin made a mark. Every single little thought that we have, we think that, forget everything that you know about biology. Forget everything you know about nutrition. What do I know about this cell? This is why this cell is always in my mind, because when you understand the functioning of the cell, when you understand how the electron transport chain works within the mitochondria, second step, I always talk about this, carnitine synthesis. If we don't have enough methionine and lysine, these are amino and fatty acids that we get from our food, primarily our animal-based proteins, we will not function within the mitochondria. And every single thought that we have about our bodies is also feeding into this too. It's feeding into our lightness or our darkness. So you are not stuck with the symptoms or the disease that you have. And I don't try to buck people up anymore. I only, I'm not going to say that, man, I said it once before to him. I said it once before. And that's all I'll say. I'll just drop one little seed in the ground And if one day it decides to sprout and grow, if he waters it, it sprouts and grow, I hope he does. That'll happen. But other than that, my math teacher used to say to me, God helps the one who helps themselves. You are the only person who can bring yourself back to this lightness. There is no one else who decides what goes in your mouth. There is no one else who decides that you go out in the sun and get this sun exposure. I'm going to go build and synthesize this vitamin D. I'm going to go feed my immune function, right? I'm going to sit down in meditation, show my nervous system that I'm free, that I am relaxed and restored. I am light. I'm not constantly pushing and depleting out, So the only disease that you can inherit from your family lineage is a lack of knowledge of our own biology and the darkness of which your ancestors have experienced. They've experienced these symptoms. They've experienced these divine guidance teachers. Your symptoms are teachers. Listen to them. If I have high cortisol, I know my body is stressed. I know my immune system needs some help, right? Again, if I'm a fire truck, I'm showing up to the house. My body is a house. It's my first home. And it's on fire, right? Pre-diabetes, diabetes is marker inflammation, right? Insulin resistance over time leads to inflammation. Systemic inflammation brought down to its core, to the base of bottom depletion of the immune function is cancer. Cancer is marked by systemic inflammation. If I'm a fire truck, I'm trying to put out this fire. I show up to the house, to the burning house, and I do not have that water connection. How can I put that fire out? How do I stand a chance if I'm just blow this flame out, this raging flame? Am I going to put it out with one breath? No, I need to several days in time. What does my tomorrow look like? Even right now, I read The Course in Miracles, this book I love. It's called it's like the Pathway to Inner Freedom. Your thoughts are also in control, in line with your hormone system. Everything that we think about ourselves, our cells are listening, they're thinking. So just knowing that I will not be tamed by this darkness. My body is healing itself right now. My immune system is on. It's right now. It's healing itself. When I go to bed, because I'm giving myself amino and fatty acids, I'm taking care of my body. It is healing. I go for a walk. I am healing my body with every single action and step that I take. So don't be a victim to the darkness. Do not let that darkness tame you. You are a biochemist. You are the most powerful pharmacist, biochemist on this planet. The body is always, it's a beautiful healer. We heal incredibly so. I mean, the fact that we can, it's like our bodies are so fragile, we can be cut on paper. And then the body, the immune system works to bring all these platelets, all these immune cells to that area, and it heals it. It heals it. Your body is meant to heal, and look up the breath book by James Nestor. Look up a meditation practice. If you're having trouble staying on that cortisol side of the nervous system, that stressful state, if you've been diagnosed with prediabetes, develop a meditation practice. How can I tame this stress response? How can I step into my light? Go for walks. Walking is one of the best forms of weight training. Walking and consciously relaxing all of your hip and your leg muscles. Walking is so restorative, so healing. Getting to bed on time, cutting the blue light at night out, waking up and going into the sunlight and seeing the sun. This is how our nervous system trains itself, through the light. This is how we signal our body that it's time to break down food. It's time to be insulin sensitive. Let me show my body to the light. When I'm messed up and I show my that artificial light at night, I'm messing up my sleep cycle. I am messing up my biggest immune regulator at night, my melatonin secretion. Protect your melatonin secretion at all costs. Where does melatonin come from exogenously in the body? Exogenous means outside from our food, comes from the amino acid tryptophan. If you're eating animal-based proteins, you're getting everything that you need. Tons of tryptophan. You're breaking down, creating more serotonin, breaking down into more melatonin. With the process of you going out into the sun, with the process of you going for walks, moving your body, meditating, you're in this cycle. That's just part of the cycle. There's a beautiful song that just popped in my head. I love to share this song with people, especially when they're going through a tough time and we don't know why things happen. Over my life, I've the biggest question why. The reason why my nervous system went out of whack this past winter was because I was asking why this certain situation in my life was happening. Why did this happen? None of this makes sense, right? You get a diagnosis. None of this makes sense. Why is this happening? Why did this happen? That's just part of the cycle. When you lose something you work so hard to gain, but you figure out the reason why someday to prove to you it wasn't a mistake. Listen to your symptoms. And that song is Cycle by Sabrina Claudio. Beautiful, beautiful artist. That's just part of the cycle. So I hope this is helpful for you. I just hope that it is. If you want to like, share, and subscribe, share this with somebody. Share it with anybody who needs a bit of light, even if that's not physical, if it's spiritual. Physical, spiritual metabolism is all the same. I wish you the best of luck. Yes, as always, I will catch you next time.